Alright, so we are, okay, are you kidding me now? Okay, it looks like we've dropped some frames, okay, well, I thought that the set, okay, so it looks like we're not really dropping, okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened the last time, but maybe don't set AV1 as your, video encoder. When your GPU does not have support for hardware accelerated AV1 encoding at least. I've set it to H.265, which my GPU should support that. Okay, it looks like, okay, hopefully we can get that drop frames percentage down, because yeah, that was a bit disappointing. Wait, are we live? We should be live. I mean, what's going on? Dude, I've just, this has kind of been a rocky start. I don't know why. Because it just looks like it's... I mean, it should be, let's try this. I like YouTube's new, like, channel links now. Oh, okay, so, my app on my phone is acting up because I gotta read chat, but it looks like... Okay, it looks like it's coming together. Let me try relaunching, my YouTube app. Because I don't have, I don't have if I had to do a monitor setup, I wouldn't need to be doing it, but I don't really have that. I mean, I could probably take that, but, nah. I mean, I have an extra monitor, but, well, nah, that actually is still getting used. Okay, I think I saw it. Okay. Alright, let me do the usual promotional bullshit again. Uh-oh, I cussed. YouTube, please don't ban me. Okay, so... now CPU usage is like a lot better now. I might want to turn down my mic a little bit. I don't know what's going on with the connection stuff. I am with Ethernet, but I mean, I don't know. HEVC should be more efficient than H.264, and an RX 580 should have hardware encoding with it. So, where was? Oh, I know where. Okay. Copy the link. Okay, yeah. Alright. Fediverse update complete. And now time for Instagram because friends. Okay. Alright. There we go. Yeah, I don't exactly, yeah, I don't know exactly why that happened. But we are using much less CPU. Like, previously we were, like, using 20% CPU, except for some reason we are dropping frames, so I might restart it again. I don't know, H.264 is probably the way I have to go or something. Well, I mean, I hope I don't. I mean, I'm connected to Ethernet directly to this router, and, I mean, I thought we should be fine or something, but... I don't know, because it's like 26... Because previously we didn't have any drop frames. Now we're having, like, 20... Like, a quarter of frames being dropped or something. So I don't exactly know what's going on or what. But, hopefully that doesn't impact the stream. So, yeah, let's kind of... Let me lock my KeyPass 60 database real quick. Okay, Alright, let's take two. So let me show you the current situation in, oh, it could have been because I was compiling code and, like, OBS was taking a fair amount of CPU usage. Okay, well, the real test is with this. The starting stream stuff doesn't really matter unless audio is also cutting out, which, if you're in chat, please tell me if the audio is okay. Oh, ooh, okay. Okay, that is real good. I'm watching this on my phone right now. It looks like it's all cool. And wait, hold up a sec. I want it to have good quality. I know AV1 is pretty good quality. I don't know. Hopefully the quality is still good. It should be HEVC quality, but anyways. Yeah, so the current situation in Tenacity regarding the compressors, well, I just built this, literally before. So, okay, so this is, an in progress, this is a Wii-based build of Tenacity. So, you realize this kind of looks like an up-to-date version of Audacity, and you realize, yeah, it basically is. Yep, we have real-time effects and all. Oh yeah, this is something a bit interesting, a little new. We restored that. Why not? But so the thing is yeah. So Audacity 3.7, I think, maybe 3.6, but I think it's 3.7. They introduced a new compressor as well. Yeah, this also means like things in Tenacity are gonna be organized now. But yeah, you have the classic. You have the legacy compressor. If I go to effect legacy compressor, it's like as previous, like how you would expect previous, right? But they also introduced a new a compressor just called Compressor. This I think works more so like a regular compressor, and this is also real time capable. So yeah. You also can look at the graph too. Looks neat, in my opinion. Yeah, so that's nice. It does things, and then you got some smoothing or whatever. So yeah, you got a new compressor, but then Tenacity's dynamic compressor, yeah, that's something that we got too. Like, we gotta port that as well, and that's what we're gonna do in this live stream. Okay. The reason why I haven't done this earlier, and why this is like the last item that I'm now only getting to, or that I'm only just now getting to, is because, okay, for some context, the effects classes, so to build an effect, and for Tenacity stable right now, is going to be, I think, completely different than to build it for the rebase branch or the upcoming 1.4 release, in Tenacity. The reason being is because upstream, well, first off, you're talking about the Rebase code base, which is the new code base for Tenacity moving forward, is basically a new version of Audacity that's like had several years worth of development, compared to like 1.3, or the 1.3 branch, I should say. So, definitely, there's gonna be that. So, and second off, during those few years of development, upstream has hugely focused on refactoring effects and all that related. Now we got real-time effects, we got not just real-time effects, we also got like stateless effects. That's internally all kinds of things. And I have been able to narrow down the effects classes I've been wanting to use. And also, okay, this is how it seems that effects are currently organized. So first off, the effects are split between their UI classes, or class I should just say, and their base class or classes, at least in the case of the dynamic compressor, because I have a plan. We are going to split that into multiple classes. Well, it kind of is multiple classes already, but yeah. So, let's take a look. Now, all of the built-in effects, at least the core logic, is in lib built-in effects in Audacity and Tenacity on its rebase branch. So let's say the amplify effect. This should be pretty easy. Now, this is just the base effect. There's also another amplify effect here if we go in the source folder, effects, and there's amplify, which this inherits from amplify base, and also some effect UI services. This is really just like the UI class. And amplify base is the actual like logics for the amplify effect. So there's one thing you'll notice. You're gonna have stateful per track effects and then stateless per track effects. Well, actually predominantly stateful and stateless effects. Stateful effects are just, they existed before Upstream's refactoring efforts to make all effects stateless, sorry. And basically, I think they intended at some point, I don't know if they still do or if they're just going to rewrite all the effects or whatever, because honestly, Audacity 4 might just be a predominantly rewrite, but I can't say much. So basically, stateful effects is just kind of stuff from like the so to speak legacy effect interface. Like, this effect is stateful and it's like previously, basically just kind of like this uses some legacy interfaces is the best I can say. It's the best I can dumb it down. Then you also got the stateless effects, which I've already determined that's what you want to use, and eventually, well, at least so was the case at some point. I don't know if it still is. I think it still is the case. At some point though, VS Codium is okay. There we go. VS Codium was glitching for a sec. So yeah, you got stateful per track effect, etc. Now I've already determined we want to go with the stateless effects. The problem. So this, I mean, well, not the problem, but this is more so why I've been really hesitant in doing this or pushing it back as far as I can. One sec. Yeah, so basically, this is kind of more so why I've been pushing back is because, like, I'd have to kind of do much more things than I'd basically have to, like, do a lot more things, than, like, I'd previously. Basically, I'd be doing multiple tasks in one. One would, I mean, not only would I have to, like, rewrite basically the effects, like, interfaces and all that, not like the pipeline or the actual algorithm the effect uses. Not only would I have to rewrite like the actual interfaces, but also I'd have to make it stateless, which currently it is not, because no effects in Tenacity are stateless. No pun intended, if you know what I mean, by the way. Oh, bugs. Because if we go like, well, I know, I think this had a state. Oh, but this is not the header. I meant the header. State. Oh, because this is, okay. One sec. It actually should be on main, I think. State. Yeah, so basically this is the effects state. Nowadays, instead, I think you just have like a setting. I mean, there's actually a whole process to make effects stateless, so we can, I think we probably need that. But anyways, yeah, let's just go ahead, get some of this work bit, by bit done. Yeah, so, alright, let's actually stop, procrastinating. Alright, first off, we're gonna create a new file. I'm just gonna call it, well, I guess I can call it Compressor 2 base. Because if it's on main, and, okay, dynamic comp. Okay, well, let's also switch to main here. Was it just, I mean, it was Compressor. Compressor 2 is actually like the source file, but it's known as dynamic compressor. Like, that's the actual class. Or is it effect compressor? Oh, it's effect compressor 2. Fuck it. Let's just, Compressor 2 base. I mean, because there's already technically like a dynamic compressor, isn't there? Or like, I think that's probably. Wait, hold up a sec. I'm just already trying to figure out. You got legacy compressor base. Isn't there also like another compressor base, or is it like? Because this dynamic compressor. Oh, we're gonna have to rename it. Okay. Shoot. Yeah, I'm just gonna rename it so that our dynamic compressor is the dynamic compressor, whereas we're gonna rename the dynamic compressor now that came from Audacity dynamic compressor. Because actually no, let's just start with that first. Okay, shoot. Where is it though? Is it dynamic? Well, it would be nice if I had added a space. Okay, so where is the dynamic compressor? There's legacy compressor, which is this thingy. This is like the old compressor. Legacy compressor. Effect 2-pass simple mono. Wait, what? What? Huh? How come I didn't see this? Oh, okay. Let's see what this is. An effect-based class that implements a 2-pass process. Inherit if your effect needs to pass twice over the data. It does the first pass on all selected tracks before going back and doing the second pass over all selected tracks. I don't exactly know if we do this. I don't know. I mean, I'm still trying to determine the difference between a per track effect and a regular effect, because you got stateless effect and then you got stateless per track effect. I mean, this is, well, a stateful effect. If we go back to amplify bass, it's a, well, stateful per track effect. Which basically, this is it. Base class for effects that treat each other, or that treat each mono or stereo track independently of other tracks. Which I'm not entirely too sure about. Well, there's also is a stateful effect, I think. Well, there's stateful effect, so that implies the existence of a stateful effect class. I mean, that's what I naturally assume unless proven otherwise, but then there's also stateless. Is there a stateless effect? Well, stateless effect UI services. Okay, what if I... No! Okay. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Let's see. Actually, give me 1 second real quick. Okay, I am back. So, alright. So, apparently there is no, like, stateless per track effect or anything like that. Yeah, okay. So, okay, where were we? Alright, so there's, like, stateless effect UI services. I thought I saw, like, a stateless effect class. Or maybe it's... Or maybe I'm just wrong. I don't know. So I thought... Give me a sec. I know there's, effects... How to make an effect stateless. Basically, 1, define settings. 2, define the validator. for the settings, define the instance, and then you basically actually have real statements in this. So you got effect with settings, which you got your settings class, and then okay, per track. Now I'm still not entirely sure about the per track stuff. Basically it's where it treats each mono stereo track independently of other tracks, which, I mean, my main question would be, why wouldn't you want to like treat them independently? Like, I mean, first off, if we're talking about the amplify, like, this treats it independently, I guess. Well, I mean, it's stateful, and honestly, we can probably you know what? I kind of wonder if maybe it's a bit of a practice for such. What if, to make this stateless, to see this in action, what if we made the amplify bass, what if we made this effect stateless? Okay, first off though, you gotta first define your settings. Well, I'm really getting distracted. I mean, again, I've put this off for like a real good reason. Maybe I'll do it later. Maybe for 1.5 or something. I have no idea. But, okay, well, let's actually start. First off, we gotta find, like, the dynamic compressor. Or is it just... was it called dynamic compressor or just regular compressor? Or actually, if we go to effect, volume, and compression... Oh, it's just compressor. Okay. Oh, then you know what? No, then we don't need to rename it. If it's just compressor, then we'll just call it as dynamic compressor. Because that's how it's always been in Tenacity. And if anyone has suggestions to make it better, I'd be accepting them. Alright. So, yeah, let's begin the work. Let's do, like, compressor 2 base, or dynamic compressor base.h. We're actually going to call this dynamic compressor. And then let's also, okay, so first off, what we're going to do is we're just going to add like the base, the classes that aren't dependent on any effect classes. Pragma once. Alright, so first off we got, the sample preprocessor, sliding RMS preprocessor. Maybe put this like in its own utilities thing. Envelope detector, exponential fit envelope detector. I mean, unfortunately, I don't think I'm smart enough to understand the math behind it, but I think it's still pretty... I'd still like to learn it at some point. Okay, so let's see. We need, like, include... Well, first off, some standard stuff. Include... sample count.h, because I saw a sample count there. What? Oh. I assume it's probably sample format, maybe is where it's defined. I'm gonna bet money on that. Not actually. Floats. Aha! Boom. Okay. Really using like VS Codium with like what's it? The ClangD extension and a few other related extensions. Really, like, this just works out of the box, like much better than Microsoft's official C++ extension. Granted, yeah, this is VS Codium, but even with like I think real VS Code, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. It just has always worked for me. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. Anyways, oh, because I think this is like... Okay. Yeah, there's also probably like some other things we gotta get. Oh, we gotta add this to CMake as well. Alright, and let's see. Alright, cool. So we are ready to recompile. Well, if we need to, or when we need to, but eventually not now. So, I'll call these utility classes. Boom. There we go. Alright. So, some of this code might have to actually be rewritten. Probably. This. And I guess I'll give myself some credit too, I guess. Nah, I'll do it later. I mean, actually, I'll just go to the repo because I actually have like part of me, they actually have part of this newer versions of Audacity actually, but the problem is it's only up to 3.2.1. Now, wait a minute, I am curious if I'm kind of actually curious. Maybe I'm wondering if I can maybe just take this, but like maybe to use this to give some clues. I don't exactly know if it's real time or what. Oh, yeah, no. We still obviously are gonna have to do some work. Is this? Okay, drum roll please, and the class they inherit from is... Oh, that's wrong. Still, keep the drum roll going. The class they inherit from is... I can't scroll down. 1 second. Effect. Okay, maybe this was a bit of a too old version of Audacity. Does it? I still doubt it supports real time though. It's just false either way. No, because like I guess even at least by that version. I mean, okay. I don't know, I thought I'd take a look at it. Anyways, yeah, so that is still too old a version. Okay, I was still gonna, we're gonna just take Tenacity's version though. Oh, that's bass treble. Okay, so, where is, the stuff? This param system is completely different. We don't use macros anymore. Let's start with like, well, that's base class. Does this I think should. Okay, sliding RMS. Sliding RMS. Okay. Just to make sure. Gotta actually include the header. Can't forget that. There we go. And that solves it. Now, for the Max preprocessor. So, this, we don't need it. There's no implementation system interface. This, or, well, pure virtual base class. Then that's already done. This we gotta do next. I mean, this is kind of the trivial stuff because I'm not rewriting any of this. Though I will be reformatting some of it, though, actually. Oh, no. Because the thing is, we use 4 spaces for indentation. At least for new source files, I want to use 4 spaces for indentation because it's much more normal. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're done. So, let's just go ahead. Let's get this up. Again, I mean, my main concern is just the interface classes. The algorithm, I'm not even changing or anything like that. Unless I absolutely have to, but... Next is... There we go. Ooh, a WX assert. We can't be having that. Oh, maybe actually. Well, I mean, ideally not. Because the thing is, we're a bit more strict on the usage of WX widgets now. So, yeah, I might actually just not really consult the usage graph for this. I think a normal assert should then just do. I mean, WX assert allows you to see it in the GUI, but anyways. Maybe I can re-implement that. There we go. Keep forgetting that I gotta like make sure the code's properly indented because we've already now moved on to like using 4 spaces. Okay, so envelope detection. Wait. Then this is xfit envelope detector implementation. Oh, I'm on the Audacity 3.7 rebase branch. I gotta do this on another branch. I'm not committing directly to that branch. Follow the algorithm. Then again, though, isn't this like effect based on like the old like compressor effect or something? If I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Anyway, so more WX assert. Well, it's an assertion anyways. Except assert really doesn't do anything, but nonetheless. Alright. Looking good. Awesome. Fix that up. And then what do we got left? We already did this. We already did an envelope detector. We already did this one, and that's just a struct, except it might as well make that a class then. Screw it. So then we got the part 1 envelope detector, which would be I think second to the last. And then we got the pipeline buffer. Part 1 envelope detector. Alright. I see it blaring in my face, so I'm gonna correct that. And there we go. Awesome. Okay. All right. Cool. And finally, little last bits of this, and then it's the actual compressor itself, which oh, that file's like over like almost 2,000 lines long, close to it at least. There we go. Alright, so all done. Cool. Alright, so that's that. Let's see if it builds. It's obviously not gonna... That's just the back end stuff. That's just really like the little utilities I was just doing. And it worked. Awesome. Now this code is actually unused in the program, so I mean, obviously we're not going to really need to test it out. I mean, it just builds, and that's all we care about for right now. Plus, I didn't really change anything except the indentation and assert, which, I mean, an assert's an assert, you know. Unless you don't know, but otherwise you can look it up. Okay. So that's a fair deal, but here's the thing now. We gotta switch branches. Let's try getting the logic in there. Alright, let's do this. So then... Alright. Add dynamic compressor. Alright, step 1 complete. We've re-added those classes. Now what we need to do is now the statelessness bits. Okay, well there's actually, I don't even know if there's really any state to be had though, like, that's a problem. Where was the state? Actually, well, I mean, we got an effect with settings. We can make this stateless. So let's try to figure out. Okay, now the actual bit is okay. So this is like the dynamic stuff. Then what we can try to do is okay, this is real time and stateless. I think if it's real time, then it's like. Effect with 2-pass simple mono. Init pass 1, init pass 2, track pass 1, track pass 2, pass 1, 2. Maybe unused. And it derives from stateful effect. Isn't it like. How do you know if like an effect would then support real time though? Stateful effect base. Then you got effect supports. Oh, real time support. Since now. Oh. So I'm just curious about like. Okay, we're gonna have to like modify this. Must also increase wedge version. Okay, noted. Well, let's see. Oh no, that's a legacy compressor. Of course, it's not gonna support real time. I don't even know if like. All right. Well, let's see. We'll figure that out. Now we gotta like find a way to extract the settings out of this. Because the first thing we gotta do, how to make effect stateless. So, okay. So ultimately, where did it go? Oh, because it's not there, it's actually here. Okay. How to make an effect stateless. Number 1. What the hell are your settings? Okay, in the header file, before the definition, define struct. It's using the echo effect, the echo effect as an example. So let's. Oh, this is done. So then stateless classes. That works. You know what? So we got class. Well, like. Is effect echo actually like? Is this actually stateless? Yeah, it is stateless. Okay, so then you got effect with settings. Is echo real time? I don't think it is real time. Huh? Wait, how come it didn't build? Oh, wait a minute. My bad. So if we use this as reference, you got an effect with settings. Echo settings and per track effect. I mean, should we use per track effect? I mean, if you go with a stateless setting, then it's inherently, I think, per track. I don't know. I don't know if this is supposed to be like a little, I honestly really don't know, like, let's see. Cause like, I don't think it's real. I don't think echo is real time though. Unless it is now, but effects, add effect, tenacity. Yeah, it's not real time. So it's stateless, but it's not real time. I mean, just because an effect is stateless doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be real time. echo. See? Simple. Simple echo effect. Presets and settings. Effect. Amplify. Simple amplified effect. Okay. So I think we can probably just use per track effect, because if it's gonna be stateless, and I think it's destined to use per track effect anyways, so okay, let's do like, what did you say? You said echo settings? Dynamic compressor settings. Oh, that's just a struct. So what are our settings then? Well, actually, we can probably get that by looking at the effect itself. If we relaunch this and use echo as an example, then can I just open this up? Oh, no. Noise, effect, delay and reverb, echo. You got your delay time, which would be, oh, then you got your default. So your delays, well, and your decay factors. Simple. You don't need to write any methods, it looks like, because then you got, I think that's what the validator is for. Because I mean, then you have the validator, you know. Well, we'll probably don't. Well, we'll probably have to. I mean, I'm just more concerned with getting the appropriate like other classes there. I do not mean to modify that file. So in this case, we'll close out this version of Tenacity, and then we're gonna go ahead, launch this one of this version of Tenacity, and then we're gonna go generate. Yeah, you're gonna have to have some noise effect. The dynamic compressor. So settings. Compressor settings. So we got envelope algorithm, analog mono, exponential fiddle analog model. Then different sections too. Compress based on peak amplitude or RMS. I know what that, I've memorized what that says. Then the actual compressor, threshold, ratio, knee width, output gain, attack, release, look ahead time, and then hold time. Okay, except for the threshold, all of these are like doubles. Oh, you got int algorithm. Okay. Oh, then I missed that one actually too. Compressed stereo channels independently bool. That's a boolean. That's in enum boo. Ah, I'm kidding. Bool, not boo. Yeah, threshold's the only one that's an int. I'll specify it for all. I assume it's double or something. Boom. There you go. Well. Yep, it's all literally like right there. Okay, so we got the effect settings. We can extract this out to its own little class. I'll actually just copy all of these. Okay. Alright. So the algorithm section is... this is the compressor section. This is the algorithm section. Types, because I know there's like what was it, like K algorithms. Make a part of that class, perhaps. There we go. Alright, so that's our settings class. We don't need to do anything with the effect. I mean, because the effect doesn't exist yet, but we are going to keep that in mind. So, we'll go back to it. And you're going to need like an M settings. Okay. M settings? Or... I guess it's gonna be needed for now. Place instead with echo effect settings. And then just do equals like declare an M settings, and then update pointers to members in effect and parameter declarations. It's okay. Okay. Insert sufficient auto echo settings equals M settings, which changes later, and echo settings, which won't need more change to fix compilation. Go to the constructor and remove call to this as the initializations. It did now happen in the constructor of echo effect settings, because we use instruct initializers with the same default values as in the okay. Oh, then the validators. You can remove the full declarations like that. Add struct validator in public section. Alright. Because then I think you have the actual validator. The effect validator, effect UI validator, it's a part of the class now. We don't have validator. It's not in here either, unless it's in the UI class, which I guess it could be a UI thing, but I don't think so. Is it? Wait, so there was... Okay. Was validator, and you have a validator to validate your settings. Well, no, you're just creating a basic validator to ensure that, okay. Load OV2, okay. And these ones like have an actual validator though, I think. Whoops. Just in my seat. Oh, VST3 stuff. That's gonna be in Tenacity on the Webase branch, but I have to figure out how to use a VST3 SDK. That being said, let's continue onwards. So, uncommon at the last step. I think we could probably wait on that. However, since then the following is changed, some methods have a different signature, making instance now takes no args. The instance does not inherit effect with sample weight any instance with sample weight anymore. Okay. Add public section, so then you have your instance. Okay. I think we'll just leave it at this. So I had this effect settings class. Okay. I mean, I guess the cheaper way to do it would be if we also were to just do like stateful per track effect or something like that. Although, well, I'd rather just get it done by doing stateless. Okay. Let's actually... Let's get this pull request set up. We're not going to add the actual UI, so you're not going to see anything in this PR if we do actually try it out or whatever. But, oh, that top PR you might have caught, I will be merging that soon. Now the thing is this should be in two parts. I'm gonna try to do like adding the compressor logic, and we're gonna have the base compressor effect. But we gotta figure out like what how exactly like this is gonna be split, etc. So let's give this and I'm just gonna open this. This is a remerge. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, so basically, we're gonna make this a proposed PR. So the work is there, and this adds the actual logic. So this is part 1 of 2 in implementing the dynamic compressor. It only adds the base effect classes, so there's actually no. So there's no actual dynamic compressor effect in Tenacity yet, but the code is there. The compressor's primary pipeline algorithms, etc., are planned to remain unchanged. However, there would be something additional thrown into the mix, or of the changes that will be inevitable. There would be something additional thrown into the mix. The effect will now be stateless. Since it appears that upstream intends to move away from stateful effects, we will do the same on our own effects. The only other thing changed is original is formatting and the comment headers. So far, yes. But yeah, this is a work in progress. Okay. Alright, so that's done. Now let's get on to actually implementing it. There we go. Okay. So, let's do it. I need built-in effects API. So class built-in, oh no, built-in effects API dynamic compressor base public. This should be in effect with settings, I shall assume. Effect with settings. So we're gonna have dynamic compressor settings and per track effect. Yep. Let me see this though. Don't need that. It's not stateful. I mean, we can keep it stateful. That might be a little last resort if for some reason it doesn't work. Because I'm like juggling two things at once. That's probably not necessarily a good idea, but you know. We'll give it a shot. Let's see. So okay, time to console this. We should be good with this for now. We don't need this anymore. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is so compressor to effect compressor 2. Okay, so that I think is probably UI stuff. Oh no, it's not. Okay, so component face symbol. Okay, so that's basically what remain unchanged. Maybe things actually haven't really changed as much as I thought they have. I don't know. This is oh, because oh, it's const. Oh, these are const now. Okay. All right, that's cool. Then we're gonna duplicate get symbol. So let's add this to the compressor base. Let's do this. Because I assume, I mean, this has it and it's defined right there. Cool. I guess we use that echo effect as example, or to kind of help guide us here. So yeah, this is gonna be dynamic compressor. Okay. Then we're gonna have okay, well, equals all that. So definitely, okay, so that's controls. Well, we don't need to deal with that. Linear effect flag. Unless it's already set false by default, in which case we can probably just eliminate that call. Anyways, but yeah. Oh, it's false by default in effect base, so you know what? That could be an empty constructor, and then the destructor is also, I think, just by default. Yeah, we do default. Let's see. I get things. Get description constant. That might need to change as needed though. Alright, so we got all that situated. Then there's the definition interface, which if we consult our echo effect, there's that also. Cool. Get type. Well, we can't just do support to real time either. I assume it's constant override, and then we'll override this because it's currently doesn't support real time. So let's see. So what was it? I thought indentation was off for a sec. I guess that might have been me tripping out or something. There we go. I mean, I don't exactly know if it's needed or what. Probably not. I think it's probably gonna like be by default no. I don't know if it's bass and treble, for example. Source effects, bass treble. After 3-1. I'm gonna have to figure all that out. Anyways. Yeah, since never basically. So yeah. I mean, I think that is the default though. So I don't know. I'm probably like, don't really need that. Because by default it's not. And you don't need to override that. Oh, it's effect definition interface. Let's consult our friendly echo bass effect. Oh, and you get the instance. Okay, yeah, because you define an instance, and that's it. Well, that's it for the echo effect. And the actual implementation, simplify like this in C++ 20. Nice. And then you got the effect parameter. Okay, so then you actually got a parameter. It doesn't look like you got a validator though. Looks like, I mean, for an actual individual effect, I mean, I don't know. But you got the instance. I mean, do we just skip out on that? Probably not, but let's go back to defining the instance. So we got struct instance, and then you got make instance as is seen right. Do you got make instance? No, you do not. Granted, make instance does not take any arguments, but that's audio units. Oh, distortion base does though. And you just return an instance. Distortion though, okay, stateless doesn't have a validator though, but it does have an instance, and that's kind of where, okay, all right, show built-in effects API instance, which is derive effect with instance with block size. Add a state variable to an effect instance subclass. Do we need a block size instance? I have no idea, but we can do per track effect instance. That's distortion base. Oh, that's just, okay, wait. So this performs the actual effect computation. Don't use effect MT0, but use an effect context. This class is not yet defined. Ooh boy. Wait, is this actually, wait, what? What the hell is this thing doing? DTMF settings, and then you got an effect settings, but then what the hell is going on with the instance? Oh, okay. Wait, so then where the hell, okay, does make instance of an effect instance, which makes, makes an instance of like DTMF based instance, okay. The class arg, except, wait, what? Except it doesn't really, interesting. Anyways, oh no, it'd be for the constructor really, so. My mind might be slowly melting. Okay, well, we got the instance, and then we got public instance per track effect. Oh, wait. Okay, so we got this. And then we got. Okay. Oh, we open those. Okay, so in the header, add this, and then make the instance. Blah blah blah. Because then I've seen like the echo effect apparently doesn't have an instance. Or it does, I think, but it doesn't override make instance for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's already overridden with like. Okay, it's override of effect process and methods of its. Okay. Because there's its own instance? Oh, yeah. And then it overrides this, so you just got the processor. And then per track effect and processor. Oh, because, well, yeah. But interestingly, okay, so let's now with a bit more context. Its override of effect process uses process initialize, process block, and process finalize methods of its instance made by make instance, which must be a subclass of protract effect instance. Also uses get latency to determine how many leading output samples to discard, how many extra samples to produce. So it basically also provides an instance for you. I'm wondering if I should probably have just gone down the stateful route actually, so that, because honestly, you know, that might be easier if we just go down the stateful route. Because like say amplify, I mean, that might be easier to do, to be honest. I mean, I do want to make it stateless at some point, but honestly, I think I'm like biting off more than I can chew at this point, and it's probably better I just start by just porting this and only focusing on taking it to the existing code base. I probably should just make this like stateful first, and then we can figure out, like, because not only would I mean, a lot has changed, or maybe not so much, so I think, I guess, but we'll eventually get it stateless at some point, I think. I mean, once I figure out the ins and outs of some of the newer effect classes, then I think we should be cool. But it looks like most of this has just been like, oh, I don't know. Oh, this has an instance from stateful protract effect instance. Implemented with call throughs because all effects I guess have an instance or something. I mean, this is stateful protract effect, but you can also isn't there a stateful effect? Well, I mean, yeah, there was. Okay, there's stateful effect. To be eliminated. Well, yeah, because it's that. And then stateful protract effect, which is the stateful effect base. Is there anything that's currently deriving from this? I mean, because this is my main deal, because, like, I guess if it's a protract effect, then it has an instance. I mean, it might just be better if I like proceed with just not worrying. Maybe just it might just be stateful effect, I guess. A generator, I guess. Generator is a generator. EQ base. So actually, oh, that's gonna fail. Yeah. So actually, let's start from scratch with this. So let's actually make this instead. Actually, let's just instead, for now, make this a stateful effect. It probably does have to be per track, I assume. Just so I'm not gonna get too confused with the like statelessness stuff, because I feel like I definitely would get confused. Oh yeah, because of that. So instead, let's just do like stateful per track effect, because I think that'll be easier to handle. Or even stateful effect, but I don't really get the difference between like. Can I compile this? Okay, it shouldn't. We're not registering this effect anywhere, so it's not. It shouldn't show up anywhere. If we're talking about like generate noise, what is something that? Oh, this click removal actually. So effect. I'm not so certain. I mean, if it treats like, I guess. Once again, like a stateful effect, it's like your average effect, if I'm not mistaken. Then this is like the per track effect bit, base classical effects that treat each other, that treat each track independently in a mono or stereo. of other tracks. Like, what exactly does it mean? I'm still trying to figure that bit out, unfortunately. If we got special, you got special, legacy, spectral tools, spectral delete. Whoa! I have just uncut. That is actually pretty cool. Did Tenacity have that before? Or is that a new feature? It might be a new feature. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so that's cool. Effect. But I want to get onto like the EQ bit. There's equalization base. And then equalization. Which, well, they're different ones. So, let's try to figure this out. I guess curve EQ, graphic EQ is my equalization graphic. Effect equalization, which is like the base class. I mean, because this is like a stateful effect too, but it's like a stateful effect. So what if we generate, let's get this into waveform view, generate noise, say it's gonna be like, or no, generate tone, generate a tone, and it's 440 should work, right? And then we have a new track, and same thing, we're gonna generate a tone, but for all intents and purposes make it 60. Why not? Okay, you might be able to see a very slight difference, maybe if I zoom in or whatever. Maybe actually like duplicate this. Let's actually like combine these, make it to a stereo track, right? So effect, we got EQ, we got a graphic EQ. Oh, Rhea. Sure, let's use that preset. Why not? That absolutely butchered it, but no complaints there. We're just experimenting with audio. I don't necessarily want to touch it though. Okay, you know what? Maybe honestly a stateful effect should just be fine. Just to get this out the way at least. And later I can have another live stream where we're gonna be going to try to make it stateless, and it's not gonna be real time, unfortunately. But then again, the effect in general wasn't real time. But at some point, we can maybe if I figure things out better, then I can try to make it like real time. But yeah, this is gonna be a stateful, just a regular stateful effect. Stateful effect. And get rid of per track effect. This is about adding the bass. So and of course, so yeah, we don't really need this anymore, except both changes. There we go. Okay, so this should work. I have a lot of things stashed too. Wait. Boom. I didn't really need a 0, but who cares? Okay, well, let's just get this focused on porting. Let's focus on porting this over. I'm gonna just do this. and then we're just gonna go through it. Well, actually, no, I'm not gonna copy it all. That looks like this we should do. Oh, that's private stuff, the actual, like, implementation. So let's, get the interface stuff out the way. The actual, let's just, like, I guess, effect type, like the effect definition interface implementation. Wait, let me double check to see how long we're going on for. Okay, it's good time. Okay, so then we do effect type get effect type, or oh no, get type. Cool, const override, because that is now constant. Real time. Well, no, it should already be real time, like not non-real time by default. And then I think effect client interface got renamed sometime. So I don't exactly know if it exists anymore. But we got like get audio in count. Okay, so this is like amplify bass. This is stateful per track effect. If I just do like save libraries, lib effects. Alright, so stateful effect bass, and well, that's in the instance. They all have instances, I guess. So you got the instance, and I know amplify. This is just that's per track. Auto duck, I think. Yeah, that's stateful. Do you need like necessarily an instance or not? Doesn't seem like it. You got the effect type, and then an actual effect implementation. I don't know about effect client interface, but let's see. That's stateful effect base. Also, most stateful effect base. Get effect. Get audio in. Count as such. Let's just back to this actually real quick. Because I'm trying to find where it exists. And honestly, I still can't seem to really find it. This has an audio in count in the instance. Oh, there's effect interface. So I guess it's just effect interface then. Let's see. Double check upstream. See if there's like been any renames. Oftentimes I'm gonna have to like do this to figure out, okay, like, because I also want context as well. If I go without context, then destructive compressor. Then otherwise, you know. Oh, Audacity 3.7.5, we've merged all those changes. And it's usually like in the commits bit. So 8 commits is good. Oh, okay, as effect processor, and then so it was effect processor, and it no longer is, I think. So I guess it's now just kind of a move to like. And this is for this PR, which is stateless effect utilities. Well, this no longer exists. So previously it's not effect processor implementation or such. Instead it's just, well, where did it all move to? Effect UI client interface. Okay, stateful effect base, stateful per track effect. Encapsulate the lines on effect instance classes on effects to hold state. They are used by default for all the built-ins, but the dependency of individual effects on this class can be broken. Okay, be the first example. Okay, so basically, I guess it's to help during the transitions while you have like stateful per track effect or whatever, because per track effect is, well, I guess now only say so. It's, I guess, like transition classes, but we'll do stateful effect right now, I think. Okay, I think that's a bit more understanding, but I still am not sure where they exactly go to. Maybe stateful, is a stateful effect base or whatever? Well, it's an instance. Oh. The default implementation would turn 0. So basically it's the same as this. Okay, so it's basically shimming it from the effect, from like the instance or whatever. Okay, so okay, I think I can better understand this. Stateful effect base instance, but I mean, it's supposed to like copy the documentation from there, but there's like no documentation. Why am I missing it? Default implementation returns 0, and it just, you get the effect, which returns, I think, a stateful effect base, and then you just get whatever effect it is, and then you get audio in count, which by default is 0. Okay, so yeah, you don't really need like, okay. Let's take a look at this again though. So, the effect client interface, well, no, it's not really client interface anymore, but let's get all this. So, I assume this is constant, and this is also constant, because I guess we don't have that anymore. So comment that out, because I mean, I still see them around. It's just, I think it's primarily like stateful effect base, real time, because then they're there as well. Ew. Oh, you have to have an effect settings for that, and then the sample. Wait, so real time initialize requires that. Okay, so real-time effect, I mean, I guess not like it really is used much, but it requires an effect settings and the sample rate. Default implementation, nope. So anything that overrides it, so a base treble, and you just do that, and then you return true, boom. Except it doesn't actually use it, I guess. And this is a stateless effect. Does this actually have? Oh, it actually is real time. Well, I mean, because it's always technically been real time. I mean, in the code, you know. Okay, so basically, let's just do this. Oh, the load factory preset. Is this constant? Well, what's the actual issue? Effect. Optional message. Because now you also have the effect settings as well. But are they necessarily used? I don't think we necessarily need them though. Do we? I don't know why it gives us like a. It's because we got like you load user preset, load factory preset, and then you got like get factory defaults as well. Or get factory presets, which that is a constant override now. So let's see. I don't necessarily. Oh, well, that's nope. Shouldn't need those. Then okay, so then we got the real-time initialize, which I'm trying to figure out the real-time initialize stuff. Because now it requires an effect settings. I mean, what's really the purpose of the effect settings? You got compressor instance. And that's a compressor instance. With there's a real-time initialize, and it doesn't actually use it, I guess, but you got a sample rate. So I guess the effect settings, if we don't really need to use it, then you don't need to use it. So I mean, we don't really need to use it. Double sample rate, if I'm not mistaken, and that kills it. Because the stateful effect base, where we got this, and the default just does nothing, returns false. But yeah, I don't really think we need it. And the same is done here, I think. Effect settings, and it's a double sample rate. Oh no, you got outputs? Okay. And you also got outputs. Effect outputs. Then you got the sample rate, I think. Oh no, num channels, then sample rate. Flip sample rate, okay. Alright. Let's just do that. There we go. Then real-time finalize, I assume with effect settings perhaps. Also in stateful effect base, real-time finalize. With effect settings. Alright, real-time process. Let's go over here. Group, it requires a size T group. Group effect settings. And size T number samples. Okay, so then that works. And then define oh wow, do we have like really defined params? I don't think we need that. Oh, so we don't need that. Do we have get automation parameters? I also think we don't need those either. We have factory presets and load factory preset. This is okay, but this. Oh, and let's also check this as well. Oh yeah, definitely. I assume it's constant. No, so then what is this? Check whether skip effect. Well, it requires settings. And I assume startup is the same thing as well. Oh. There we go. So then I also assume if it's this, then oh, that's, I guess. Nope. Okay, so I guess you don't need that, and you also don't need process. Well, there's process. Let's also check out this process. It's just in the instance process, and this is in the base. Okay, well, let's see. And then this is like startup. That's just Audacity app. So I don't think you have startup anymore, you just have process. And then, okay, so let's see. I'm still going, it's just, I guess my phone's lagging or something. Yeah, okay. I just happened to look over and it's like lagging. Okay, load factory preset. That's the one thing we gotta take care of also. Sunlight states so constant cast isn't needed. Then we do load factory presets. Alright. I think we'll probably just put on a pointer as well. Okay, and then factory preset. For some reason you have effect settings still, but I doubt we really use it. And it's constant too. Cool. Okay, so that's just that. Then we're gonna need a bunch of all the different private stuff. Okay, oh, what? There we go. Okay. So. I'll just take all this, honestly. Just get rid of the gooey bits, and then we should, I think, probably be okay. There we go. Okay, store pipeline. No. Because then there's the UI services bit that we gotta get, but we're gonna do that later. Okay, we got a real-time mutex. Maybe look into like why we might need that. Pipeline buffer. Then this is track iter range. I think we can probably just do that. No on update UI. That's gonna be done later. Probably don't need update progress either, but let's go ahead and take a look at what we need to implement right now. This stuff. Let's collapse some classes as well. Alright, dynamic compressor base. My phone keeps lagging. I hope that's not me. How many drop frames have we had? Okay, I guess not too bad, but we've dropped like hundreds of thousands of frames, so I'm gonna have to like do some tweaking. Okay, but yeah, I think in about like 10 minutes, I'm probably gonna like call it quits. And we'll continue because I've been at it for like 2 hours. Okay, so then let's effect compressor 2. Alright, so let's see. I haven't figured out where they are quite yet, unfortunately. So first off, then let's just get type effect type process. Cool. process and supports real-time. Well, it's already false, so then wait, that's it. Dog. Okay, return to. Also return to. Cool. And then real-time initialize. Alright. Effect type. Oh no. What's it? There's. So we got the we need to do something like this. We got real-time initialize with effect settings, global sample rate, maybe. We need the sample rate. Well, it looks like we don't do anything with the sample rate, so not at least there, so we don't need it, I guess. First off, just really taking this again. Oh, how would the UI services work though? That actually, that's right. Gotta check out some in a little bit. Yeah, almost there, I think. I'm just gonna get wrapped up. I think I'll probably just try to figure out real quick, like, the trickery that's going on exactly here with, like, real-time initialize. Because, honestly, I'm not entirely sure, because I realize this, the whole little deal. Because, yeah. Wait, what? This is actually, oh, then you got the effect editor. Wait, what? Are you, oh, then you got the stateful effect UI services, which is what we're gonna need to use. Okay, so then you basically are gonna have to, like, so in this case with the amplify effect, because amplify base is stateful per track, or yeah, stateful per track. So so amplify, because if you do got that stuff, okay, you got the populate or exchange. Okay, so that's like different then. Okay. So, okay, basically, I think then, because if you're talking about like real-time initialize, then that's like enabling the different controls, or I guess disabling them, as it seems. And let's see. There's some bits we can do, because isn't this also like, because you're also talking about the different controls. Oh, and then you gotta make instance there, which I assume comes from like, well, it comes from somewhere. I'm not sure why it's necessarily there. Okay, so then you got, okay, then you got check clip. Okay. Yeah, basically, this is exactly kind of the reason why I just wanted to, like, it always do be buffering on my phone for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe if I try doing the auto something like that. I don't know, but like basically, so I think I'm gonna set this aside as I try to figure things out. And also because it's kind of getting late. So, I gotta read up about some things. Yeah, so anyways, I think I'm gonna just set this aside for now. For those that came out, I want to thank you for watching. We will be back. Maybe I'll probably try to like get the base class like logic stuff in, hopefully. But I kind of need to like figure out a game plan, because I mean this is kind of, I think this is gonna be like more difficult for me to try to get down correctly, and trying to figure out, because you're basically trying to like extract. I mean, we've used, I guess, a bit of custom widgets. I mean, because I highly doubt that. I mean, if we take a look at this, I mean, you got an effect editor, which I don't know if this is where you add stuff, or like enable, apply, on, close, disconnect this graphical UI. I'm not sure, but like effect editor, and we got amplify, and then I don't know. Well, you got, wait. Oh no, you're giving a show degree. Okay, you know what? No, then we can work with things actually. But I think I'll try to come up with a game plan and figure things out. Now, again, I don't know why my stuff is buffering. Maybe it's just my phone, but I'm also continuously adjust my OBS settings too to try to get it better. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.